Hi guys, James here, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's having a great day. Guys, I'm excited because we have a brand new palette to play with from Glaminatrix. And you know I love Glaminatrix palettes. So this is the Old Soul palette. Packaging as always is stunning. We also have a little bit of a different theme for this palette. It does come with this little card here. And I am going to try and read this for you. It says the Old Soul... Oh my god, I can't even... Okay, I can't read the cursive writing there. Yeah, it says each palette in this collection represents a distinct archetype, not a trend or a mood, but a part of who we are. Some archetypes, I think I'm saying that right, are worn openly, others are revealed over time. I feel like I'm saying that wrong actually. Every palette includes a collectible metal coin. Oh yeah, we have a little metal coin here. Now, I don't know if these are magnetic, but if these were magnetic, that would be cool. Because I actually collect magnets and I have a whole lot on my fridge. So if I could have these as magnets, I would love these as magnets. Because I just feel like they might get lost in a drawer. But I actually do use magnets on my fridge to hold up bills and stuff like that. I don't know if they are. I don't think they are because it would tell us. But if they were, they would be great. So apparently we will be getting 12 of these. That means there's like probably 12 different releases. I don't know if that's 12 releases in 1 year because that's a lot. Like that's one every month. That's a lot of money to spend. I think this palette was $95 Australian. But let's get back to this. It says each coin is part of a 12-piece series and is intended to be kept and collected. The coins are permanent markers of the collection. When all 12 are gathered, the study is complete. This is not a seasonal release. This is an evolving archive. So I don't really know what that means. Seasonal means like summer, winter, autumn, spring. So that's every like 3 months of the year. I am kind of hoping that one of the releases is going to be a highlighter palette. Just because I know Glaminatrix will kill a highlighter formula. A £6 highlighter formula that has some like multi-chrome different shifts. And then you've got like the traditional champagne shade as well that you can use for everyday looks. But if there was a highlighter palette that would kind of bring all of this series or collection together that you could use with all the other releases, that would be amazing. I think that would be great because 12 palettes, I don't know if it's going to be 12 palettes, but 12 palettes seems like a lot if it's all eyeshadow palettes. But a highlighter palette that you can use with all the other palettes that you get. Oh, my cat is just... I don't know what he's doing. But like I was saying, a highlighter palette would be great to combine with all the other palettes and releases that are coming out with this collection. That's just my thought. That's just my thought. Anyway, so we have the little paperwork here. We have the palette here. Now I did take it out. It did come with the little white sponges on the shimmers, but I needed to film some stuff before I showed this palette, like as in played with it. So I did take all the little packaging off. It did come all bubble wrapped and everything. Nothing's broken. The palette is stunning. Like look at the palette. Color story, very cool tone vibe. Very neutral. Like you can use this palette as an everyday palette, but then you can also use this palette for a fun look as well. So that is the palette we're going to play with today. So I'm talking fast because I don't have much time to film this. So I'm doing my best. I'm also not feeling 100%. My skin is looking quite rough today. I have a whole lot of breakouts on my neck area. So we're going to power through. So let me quickly just let my cat out because I think he wants to go outside and then we can get into the tutorial. All right, he's out and happy. Hopefully he's given me some space so I can film this without too much distraction. Now, I first got notice of this collection. I didn't even realize because I hadn't been on Instagram for a while, but my friend Teresa, she did 2-look 1 palette video, or maybe 3 looks, I can't remember, but her first look in that video, amazing. Now she does get PR from Glaminatrix, so her video has already been out for almost 2 weeks. Go watch her, I'll link it down below. Her 3, I think at least 2 or 3 looks that she did, all stunning. Today I'm only going to do kind of 1 look with the mattes. I'm going to use the same matte on both eyes, but I'm going to use different shimmers on both eyes, so you can kind of see what you can do with the shimmers with the same type of matte base. So that's my plan for this video. I hope you guys are okay with that. I just don't have much time. I'm not feeling 100%. I had to have a nap today because I was just feeling really run down. So I woke up, I got my base on and everything like that. But I want to film this video without my energy draining too much because I don't want to be like, oh guys, at the end of this video type thing. I want to be still happy and positive and all that type of stuff because I love this brand. It's an Australian owned, female owned brand here in Australia. I love their palettes. I am actually going to probably do a ranking with all my Glaminatrix palettes. I think I probably have about 5 or 6 now. I might actually wait until a couple more of these palettes come out with this little release. If there's 12 of them coming, maybe I'll wait to do that video, but we'll see, we'll see. I do have a mirror on the side of me, and I will have a handheld mirror, so if I'm looking to the side, that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm talking too much, so let's get into the tutorial. So the first shade I think I'm going to go into is, oh my god, I don't know how to say that. Reveal? Oh, my dyslexia today. Anyway, it's this grey shade. We're going to go into that and put that all across the eyelid. I'm going to use that as a base shadow. So I usually do the lighter shades just on the outer edge and then put a darker shade. But I'm going to put this shade all across the eyelid, and then we're going to smoke that out with this black. Now, I'm not using too many matte shades. Again, I just want to do a quick, simple matte shade look, then use different shimmers to create 2 different looks. So again, I apologize. If you do want to see more videos from my Glaminatrix palettes and tutorials, I do have a Glaminatrix playlist, so go check that out. And I will be doing more videos with this palette in the future. But today, I don't know, I'm just not feeling it today. I feel like I might be getting sick, which is not what I want. But I really wanted to play with this palette and film for you guys, because I am trying to keep my video uploads consistent. I was doing good for 2 weeks. I was doing like 1 every 3 days, and then I've dropped off in the last week. So I'm trying to do a little bit better, guys. And I do apologize. If you do like these types of videos and like my channel, please give it a like and subscribe if you want to. Feel free to subscribe and like all my other videos, watch them. I'm trying to get my watched hours up for 2026. I think I'm on like 1,300 watch hours, which is far from the 4,000 I need to get monetized on my channel. So it would be nice to get close to that this year. I have been doing makeup or YouTube videos for over 6 years now, so it'd be nice to get closer to being monetized this year. Look how pigmented that shade is. That is so nice. But anyway, I hope everyone's having a great day wherever you are. Let me know if you got this palette. I know Glaminatrix has said in their emails that they sent out that they are almost out of stock of this palette, which is great for an indie brand to sell out. We always love a good launch day for a small female-owned business, especially one that's local here in Australia. So they are killing it with that. Now, I used code CAT. She's an Australian influencer here. I used her code for 10% discount. And also, if you do buy a certain amount of products from Glaminatrix, I am using their brushes actually in this video, you will get reward points, and then after a certain amount of reward points, you get $25 off your next purchase. So with this whole 12 collection, I feel like I will get quite a few reward points in the future, so I'm excited for that. But $25 is a pretty good discount in my opinion. Plus, you get the 10% discount on top of all your other purchases using the affiliate codes. I will link that code down below as well. So if you want to use that in the future, you can, just to save yourself some money. The influencer doesn't know who I am. I just use her code because I watch her videos and she has one. So yeah, feel free to use that to save yourself some coin. Now the shade is laying down really nice. It's blending out nicely. It is a little darker than what I expected. It just, in my opinion, it seemed a little bit lighter in the pan compared to what's on my eye, but I am packing it on as well. I will blend out the edges in a second, but I'm just kind of laying and mapping out where I want the shadow to be, and then I'll blend out the edges in a second. But so far so good. I'm really happy with this. Alright, you lovely people, we are back. I finished both eyes with that shadow. I'll put it up on the screen. But finished both eyes with that shadow. Now we're going to go in with the black, and I'm going to go in with a Morphe M506 brush just because it's clean. My Glaminatrix one has green eyeshadow on it still, so we're just going to go in with a black shadow here. That is called Relic, and we're just going to put that on the outer edge with this brush. I love Glaminatrix Black Matte. I think they include a black matte in most of their eyeshadow palettes, and the formula is always easy to blend out, so we're just going to put that on the outer edge and into the crease and do a little bit of a smoky outer corner with it. Just a quick one. But yeah guys, nothing new is happening in my life that's that interesting. We are going to be in the middle of a heat wave this week, which is always fun. I hate the heat. Actually, I'm liking the heat a lot more this summer. This is the first summer where I've appreciated it because I've been going to the beach a lot more. So it's great to snorkel and stuff when it's nice and hot and sunny. But most of the time I do like being indoors when it's nice and hot. So I am still doing day shift for my wear. I am a shift worker, but I rotate. So I will be going back to nights starting the end of March. And my night shift is mostly 6 p.m. till 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. or 8 p.m. till 4 a.m., 6 a.m. So I will be back on night shift in a month. I don't mind doing night shift. I actually like it. I've been doing night shift for over 13 years now. So I have done night shift for a long time. It's a bit harder to sleep when you are sleeping through a really hot day. So when I'm on days right now and I sleep at night, it's a lot better in the summer. But hopefully most of the hot days will be gone by the end of this month. So it'll be a lot easier to sleep through the daytime. But yeah, that is all that's happening work-wise. I haven't won the lotto yet, so I haven't been able to retire. But I am always hoping for the best with that. Look how easy that black is blending out. Really, really pretty. Loving that. Gonna do the other eye now. Dating life is non-existent. I was talking to a couple of guys. Well, one guy who I actually thought maybe we had a good connection with. We were talking for probably a good month or so. He worked away. He was a FIFO. Now, FIFO is a term we use in Australia, but it's a fly-in, fly-out worker. They work on the mine site, which means they fly out for about 2 weeks on site, and then they fly back for a week. So they do 2 weeks on, 1 week off, and we call them FIFO because in Australia we abbreviate everything. So he was a FIFO worker, so he was actually on a 3-by-1 roster, so 3 weeks away, 1 week back. So we were talking and messaging and a lot of that stuff during the time he was away, and we had made plans to actually meet up and like go on walks along the river and, you know, dates and all that type of stuff. And he was actually the one kind of chasing me. Like, he was really wanting to meet up and go on a date and, you know, have a good long dinner date and catch up in person and talk, and then go along the river on his days off and stuff. Because I told him that I've been trying to be a bit more fitter, healthier, and go outside in the sun to get some vitamin D, because, you know, on night shift I'm always taking vitamin D tablets. So I'm trying to spend a little bit more time in the sunlight on my days off. So he wanted to join me for that, and, you know, there was a whole lot of plans. Like, he was pursuing me and he was like, what days are you free? I'm free this day when I'm back and all that, and making multiple plans. Because he had a whole week off type thing, and, you know, they worked very, very hard, so he didn't want to just sit at home and do nothing on his time back. But when it actually came time to it, he made plans on certain days, and then when it was time to meet up, I would be there and he would not show up, and he would like text me as I'm arriving, sorry I couldn't make it, something came up. I'm like, okay. First time's okay, you know, I can understand that if there's an emergency, but not when it happens 3 times. So at this point I was just like, I don't get much free time as well. You know, I work, I have to pay my bills and all that type of stuff. I could have made plans with my sister or my friends to have lunch and stuff like that. But I made plans with this person because he was very enthusiastic to actually, you know, date and, you know, get to know each other type thing. So anyway, that kind of fell through. And then there was another guy where we were talking and all that type of stuff. I love me a FIFO guy or a tradie or somebody who can actually help me in the garden or fix something around the house, or, you know, a mechanic or something like that. Like, I love me a guy that is a guy who can do all this type of stuff. Because to tell you the truth, if I'm needing something fixed, I either have to pay somebody or I watch multiple YouTube videos where I make multiple mistakes until something's finally fixed. So it'd be nice to actually have somebody who might know a little bit more about, you know, the handyman side of life, because, you know, financially it would help me out a lot, but also it's just, you know, that's just my type of guy. Anyway, hasn't happened yet, still single, got my cat, he's happy, he's fine, He was sleeping next to me all day today when I had the nap. He actually only just woke up when you heard him earlier in the video. So he's been kind of lazy today. And so have I actually. Because like I said, I haven't been feeling 100%, so I did have a nap. But I forced myself, I set my alarm after 2 hours. I know it was a nap for me is 2 hours long. But I could have slept, I could have slept for another 6 hours, to tell you the truth. I was just feeling so run down. But I knew if I did that, I would wake up at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and then my sleeping pattern would be completely out of whack. So I was like, no, I forced myself to get up, have a shower, and sit down and film this video, because I have been excited to actually film with this palette. That shadow is looking really, really pretty. Alright guys, we are back, and all of that is blended out to the best of my abilities. Now let's get on to the shimmer part. So we've got these shimmers. We have this beautiful shade Still, which is like a bluish purple. That one there, stunning. So we're going to use that. Then we have this shade Whisper, which is a lighter, like probably a topper shade. I haven't swatched any of these, obviously. We have this shade Keepsake, which is another beautiful shade, this one here. And then we have some more like neutral, kind of everyday shimmers. And then obviously a very bold gold as well. So what I feel like I'm going to play with is, I'm obviously going to play with Still. I'm going to play with Whisper. I'm going to play with Keepsake. And then I feel like I'm going to play with Timekeeper. But it's just which one matches or goes with the other. No, actually, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to do like a neutral shimmer side, and then more of the colourful, pretty shades with the other eye. So let's do the neutral. We're going to start with the shade Red. Oh my god, these names. This one here. We're going to start with this one here. Don't mind my nails. And we're just going to put that on the outer edge. Oh, that's stunning. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. So we're going to put that on the outer edge, right here. Now the dark shade will change the way that looks. If you do a lighter base, then it's going to look different to what it is here, but that's pretty. That is pretty. And these shimmers are just so buttery from Glaminatrix. Their shimmer formula is outstanding in my opinion. You can use some glitter glue if you're going to wear this all day, just in case there's any fallout during the day. Obviously, I'm not going to put any on today because I'm just filming at home and staying at home. But you can always do that for longevity. Just some NYX glitter glue primer is what I would use. Look at that. We will blend out the outer edge with the matte shades in a second. Oh, look at that. Very pretty. Alright, I'm very happy with that. Now we're going to go into the shade Timekeeper. I think that's the next shade because that's really, really pretty. This one here. I will swatch all shimmers on the back of my hand after I've done them on my eye. But I just want to play with them first because I can't wait. Oh wow, that is stunning. That's a different shade. I don't know if you can tell the two shades next to each other because they are quite similar. Well, not similar, but with the black base they look similar. Oh, that's so pretty. I still love it. I love it. I love these shades. Alright, let's pick up a little dense brush and put that shade Timekeeper on it. And then put it in the inner corner. Just because my fingers are too chubby to get into the inner corner without touching my nose. That is very pretty. I probably overloaded my eyelid with too much shimmer. Normally I don't go too high, so you can still see the matte shade underneath. But today I went a little overboard with it. It's alright, it's alright. That's what happens when you love a good shimmer. So now we're going to go on with the other eye. And we're going to use the shade Still, which is this shade here. And then we'll go in with the shade Whisper in the inner part. So Still, and I'll use the other finger for that. That's so pretty. So pretty. This is such a stunning shade. Look at that against the black base. You can see the purples and the pinks and the blues coming through that. Like the reflect is stunning. I don't know if you will be able to see it right now, but I will zoom in at the end of this video just to show you. I'm going to switch to this finger. I just feel like it's easier for me to do it with my right hand because I am right-handed. Oh, take my money. This is why I buy these palettes for these shimmers. The mattes are always outstanding. But the shimmers are just like, indie brands know how to do a shimmer. They need repeat customers, so they make sure that the shimmers and the mattes blend out and just are outstanding. And you can tell that you'll never get a shimmer like this from MAC Cosmetics. You just wouldn't. And for a single shimmer in Australia from MAC Cosmetics is about $42. I mean, that's half of this palette for one shadow, and you would never get this type of shimmer payoff. So if you do love a good shimmer, try a good indie brand. Try Glaminatrix. They're amazing. Look at that. Stunning. Beautiful. Alright, very happy with that. It's a little messy on the outer edge, but we can clean that up in a second. Alright, let's go in with the shade Whisper. I feel like that's going to be more of a topper shade. That's stunning as well. More of a topper shade. It is, but look at that. Wow, that is so pretty. I'm going to go in with the packing brush again and just put that in the inner corner with the shimmer. Alright, I'm very happy with that. I'm just going to go off camera and just blend out the edges with that black matte shadow, just to soften up that harsh line where the shimmer and matte meet on both eyes, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the final result. I'll also come back with the lips done, just to finish off this video without it being too long. So let me quickly do that and I'll be right back. Alright you guys, we are back, and this is where my face is. I did try to put some lashes on, but it just wasn't working. I didn't want to ruin this look, so I just decided not to put lashes on. I did put a black in the waterline. So yeah, this is the final look. We have a Morphe lip liner on. I don't know if that's the right shade for this look. I feel like it's not, but it's on now, so we're gonna leave it on. Let me quickly zoom it in. I always do it the wrong way. There we go. And this way you can see what the look is actually looking like closer up. I love this look. It's so pretty. I did actually use some of the light shade, the matte shade Linger, this one here, as a brow bone highlighter. So I put a little bit on there. I might actually put a little bit in the center of the inner corner as well. And just put it right in the center to lighten up this inner corner. I do use a lot of white shades and cream bone shades like these as a pop of color in the inner corner quite often. So this is a beautiful way to use this shade as well on the brow, and then as an inner corner highlighter, just like that. That's pretty. The mattes blend out really nicely. I know it kind of just gives me panda eye vibes because I only use the two darker shades in this palette, but I love the way they blend out. And then the shimmers are absolutely outstanding. Let me quickly just actually swatch the shimmers that I used on the back of my hand for you. We've got the shade Still, and then we've got the shade well, I can't pronounce that shade, but we've got the two shades here. So this is on one of the eye, then we've got the shade Still. Oh my god, they're so pretty. So those are the first two on my eye, and then we've got the shade Timekeeper, and then the shade Whisper. Whisper is a very softly pressed like topper shade, so be very careful when you press into that because you don't want it to like crumble. It's still a really pretty shade, but very softly pressed. So those are the four shimmers that I have used on my eyelid. Very pretty. If the light will adjust, then you can actually, there you go, see, now you can see the shift a little bit better. Really pretty. So those are the four shimmers, and then let's swatch the two mattes as well. There we go. So those are the matte shades. Those are all 6 shades that I've used on my face. Now this palette I think retails for $95 Australian, so it's a little pricey, but I did use the discount code which gave me like $9 off. And this palette does come with 7 shimmers and 8 mattes, so you get a decent amount of shimmers to matte ratio. I love that. And again, packaging is stunning. The packaging on Glaminatrix, it doesn't feel cheap, it always feels really like heavy duty and luxe, so that's great. I don't think the pans are magnetic. I know some of their palettes are magnetic, the pans, so you can rearrange the palettes the way you want it. But I don't think this palette is, which is okay, that's fine. But yeah, that is the Old Soul palette from Glaminatrix. I love it. It's going to be a staple in my eyeshadow palette collection. I love both looks that I've done, and I love the way the shimmers and the mattes perform. So yeah guys, that is today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you got this palette or if you've got any other Glaminatrix palettes in your collection. Let me know your thoughts on the brand, and also let me know your thoughts on the whole 12 coin collection series. Like, are they going to release 12 eyeshadow palettes in 1 year? Is that too much in your opinion? Do you want to see a highlighter palette from them? Because I think they would kill the highlighter formula, and it would just tie all the releases that they have planned for this year, and also all the other palettes that I have from their collection as well. So anyway, that's my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you do, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Oh my love, bye.